Let's take a look at what I played over that jazz blues in the key of C. Now, if you are unfamiliar with a jazz blues and how it's put together, I have a number of videos on my channel regarding this exact topic, so I will link to those. If you'd like the tabs of every single note that I played in the playing example, well, those are available on my Patreon page. So, as I mentioned, we are in the key of C. First chord is C7, and I played this. That's a fairly common move going between C6 and C9, working with a G minor and A minor triad. Now on the 4 chord, I played the same thing, just on the 4 chord. And then back to the 1, the C chord. All right, next up is the 2-5 to the 4 chord, so G minor 7, C7, and I played this. So, outlining G minor 7, or G minor. Walk down to the 3rd of C, the note E. And then I play this cluster, which ends up being a C7 sharp 9. All right, so that now we're on F13, adding the 9 on top. After the 4 chord is the sharp 4 diminished, so F sharp diminished. And I played that, these diminished chords on the top 4 strings. After the sharp 4, now we have the turnaround to 2. So this is a way to get from the 1 chord to the 2 chord. And I played this. So clearly I'm keeping the note C on top of all of those voicings. And really what's happening, I'm taking this cluster, this 3-note cell, if you will, and I'm moving that down chromatically to the A7. And I'm just changing my fingering so I can keep the note C present on top. All right, next up is the 2 chord, D minor 7. This is a common drop 2 set of voicings. You hear Joe Pass playing this all the time. And that's what I played on the G7. That's the melody note that I'm trying to highlight. And I'm using diminished chords to do so. Which brings us to the turnaround, 1, 6, 2, 5, and I played that. So again, these are rootless voicings outlining C13, A7 sharp 9, D13, and this you can think of it as a G7 sharp 9 sharp 5, or as a C sharp 13 with the 9, if you think of it being the tritone sub. Now we start the second chorus, and I play that. So on the 4 chord, ends up being an F13, approaching it by a half step above, and then resolving to that C7, C9 in this case. Let me just back up a bit. All right, that takes care of the C7. Now we have the 2-5 to the 4 chord, which I completely ignore, and I just played something bluesy. And back to the 4 chord, F13. And now next chord, F sharp diminished, and I played this. Approaching this, approaching every diminished chord by a half step below. All right, now we're back to the turnaround to 2, and I played something different. I played this. So here I'm going in between C major 7, D minor 7, E flat minor 7 to E minor 7. And then finally the 6th chord, I'll play it as A7 sharp 9, A7 flat 9. The 6th chord takes us to 2, D minor 7, I played this. That's the D minor 7, and on the G7, now at this point I just played something bluesy in the key of C. And I ended it there on the G7 with a G augmented arpeggio. Alright, now that you have a handle on this, if you'd like to continue learning more guitar playing in this same style, I recommend that you watch this video right here. Be sure to check out my Patreon, and I'll see you in the next one.